welcome to this week's QPR Preview Show. If you're still here watching us QPR fans, thank you for sticking with us because the team obviously goes from bad to worse each week. If you're Leicester fans watching this, please be kind to us because we know we're a laughing stock right now. And you couldn't have more of a mismatch, could you, this week? A team with 8 wins in a row against a team with 8 games without a win. But before we preview that match against the champions-elect Leicester, we have to start with a quick reflection on the week that was. Another 2 defeats for QPR, making it 5 defeats in a row. Lost 2-1 at Huddersfield, 2-0 at West Brom. Can we have any complaints, Dave?
Not really. We deserved to lose both games, didn't we, to be honest? I mean, what got me was they'd had 2 weeks after Blackburn to prepare for Huddersfield and show a reaction, and they were 2 down within, was it 15 minutes? It was unbelievable. Just like, what have they been doing these last few weeks? They were wide open at the back again. I mean, at least against West Brom, they had some sort of game plan. It was basically put everyone behind the ball and hope for the best. But at least it was a plan. But both games, I just thought we were so poor, especially on the ball. Just another really disappointing week.
Yeah, I mean, on Huddersfield, I just can't understand how we can start a game like that. I mean, I was there with my 6-year-old little boy, and he was counting himself. He's only 6. How many aimless balls we hit in the opening few minutes. He was going, we've done 4, 5, 6 already, and then they scored. So that was even before they scored. That is how bad the game was, that a 6-year-old was sat dumbfounded by how a team was just kicking the ball straight out for goal kicks or straight through to their goalkeeper. And that to me is an example of why Ainsworth is under the pressure he is, because he just doesn't seem to have the ability to put consistent plans together to win games of football, does he?
No, he doesn't. And even at Huddersfield, it got better after the second. I mean, it couldn't get much worse after the second goal, but it got better. And we were probably on top for most of the game after that. But we didn't create many, did we? I know we scored from a corner. I mean, how Armstrong missed that, I'll never know. I mean, it's a tap-in, isn't it, really? But that was it, really. It was a couple of long-range shots. It wasn't as though we were carving them open and creating much. So I didn't think we deserved anything from the game. They say we just don't seem to have much of a plan how we're going to score goals. I know we haven't got great forwards, but there must be some sort of plan how you're going to open teams up, and there isn't one.
Yeah, I think part of the thing at Huddersfield as well of why we got on top was the fact that Huddersfield were 2-0 up and thought, wow, they're not used to being ahead. And they got a little bit cautious in the game and that helped us. It wasn't that we particularly got any better. If you watch back the period before we scored our goal, it was this really odd period where we're just passing it around. And their team was just stood still, just watching us pass it around. So they were kind of letting us come onto them a little bit. I think that played into it. And as for West Brom, yes, it was 0-0. And yes, we looked more solid in that first part when it was 0-0. But part of that came from the fact that West Brom are missing so many attacking players. I think that really helped our cause because if they had the likes of Swift and DK, it was just easier for us to defend without them, wasn't it? And of course, we imploded. And I feel for Ainsworth, yes, because Powell, Dunn in particular, have let him down. What Kenneth Powell was thinking with that challenge, I do not know. As an experienced defender in the box, why would you do what he did? Jimmy Dunn, basically brain dead to go and mess with the penalty spot when you've just been booked. But that all aside, we didn't have a shot before that in the game. 1 shot on target in those 2 games we're talking about. Is this really the QPR that we want to watch?
Oh, no, it was awful to watch. I mean, I was sat there watching it last night going, well, this is slightly better than the last 2 games, but it's pretty awful to watch. There was nothing really, to get excited about. It was just the fact that, like you said, West Brom had a few forwards out, so didn't really like scoring. And you thought, maybe we might nick a 1-0 here from a corner or something. That's kind of as good as it is at the minute. And even from that, every corner went straight to the goalkeeper. I mean, they put the amount of times in the last 2 games they've had a set piece, and we've played it short rather than put it in the box when we put everyone forward. It's just so gormless, isn't it? And like you say, I mean, when they're in the game, they're not playing well. They're an hour gone and 0-0. You think, right, at least get a point out of the game. For Dunn to do that, I mean, 2 bookings in a minute, they were both stupid. And then Powell's tackle, it's like, what are you doing? I mean, even after that, Colback was trying to get himself sent off. They should have had another penalty at the end. It was just, it's like they're just punching themselves in the face, aren't they? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Like I say, we do feel for Ainsworth for that. He can't do anything legislate for what they're doing, but it's the plan on paper, the attacking play. We just don't have anything. We have absolutely zero threat going forward in general play. Huddersfield, yes, we had a few bits and bobs, but it was when we were already 2-0 down and the team sat back. It's 19 goals in 27 games under Ainsworth. 4 of the last 6 we've now failed to score. And of course, it's now over a year since we scored 3 in a game. I just don't see now. I think we've got enough evidence that Ainsworth is not the one to rectify that. It's a hard job, isn't it, at QPR for anyone. But I think a better manager could do just a little bit more, even with the players we've got, surely.
Yeah, you think so. I mean, when you saw the team on paper last night, it's like, well, that's not a terrible championship team. That's kind of bottom half one, yeah, but not bottom and can't win for 8 weeks, you know. But that's what they are. They just look completely clueless. And, you know, I mean, I think we both said they probably should have shook hands and said goodbye to him in the summer and like, you've kept us up, but let's move on. But I mean, I thought last season was awful under him, and this season's just got worse. It was a promising start, but like I say, there's just no plan how to score a goal with this team. It's just thumping long balls up for Armstrong to chase, and he's not getting on the end of them. Putting high balls in for Dykes. I mean, Chair's playing basically is either a winger or in front of the back four. You just think you're just not getting the best out of these players.
It just doesn't seem to be working for him on any level. The time is coming, I think, for him to go. I think it will probably be after this weekend. And he is a nice guy. I feel for him. I feel for how rough he looks at the moment. You know, in the interviews, he's like aged him 10 years, hasn't it? In 6 months, the job. I do suspect this will be the game where we draw the line. It's just the wrong job for him, hasn't it? It's just not worked out. And something I thought of, and it's something I'm not really seeing raised elsewhere. If he leaves QPR, where's his next job going to be? Because a championship side isn't going to touch him. And I think that speaks volumes. He's going to be maybe a struggling League One side will give him a chance to try and turn them around. League Two team, maybe. It does speak volumes, doesn't it, where he could end up next? He's not going to be at this level.
Yeah, not a chance at this level. No, I think the only championship job he would have got was R1, to be honest, because he played for us before and he had that relationship. Yeah, I'm not sure where he goes from here. Like I say, I agree. I do feel sorry for him. I think it's a hard job, but it's just not worked. And you can't keep going on with it. I mean, you know, the longer and longer it goes, the more of the season's going to be gone. I mean, we're already basically in November and we're, 4 or 5 points adrift already? It could be more by the time this goes out later with Plymouth playing tonight. You know, it's an awful position to be in. I think we've lost 9 games already this season. It's horrific. I've never known it this bad before, and they've got to change it. You know, I hope he's going to get a lot of stick on Saturday. I think against Leicester, unless there's an absolute miracle. But I feel for him, and it's sad the way it's ending, but it needs to end.
Yeah. Let's move on to Leicester. You've touched on it there. We've not played for over 8 years. Last meeting was QPR's last match in the top flight in 2015. Of course, a 5-1 defeat. The years may change, but QPR don't. And it's quite incredible to think of the journey Leicester have been on since we last played. Premier League champions, FA Cup winners, European escapades. Now back in the Championship of QPR, though. 10 years ago, this shirt, we were promoted both together from this league. This season, though, it's more likely we're going to be leaving the division in opposite directions, you have to think. Leicester have had a record-breaking start to the season. They've won 6 out of 6 away from home. The first team, I think, have ever done that at this level. They've got to 36 points in record time. This clash at Loftus Road is going to be the best away record against the worst home record. They've already got 4 players on 5 goals or more, and we've not got anybody who's scored more than 4 in a year. So on every level, it's a mismatch, Dave. Is it the worst possible fixture for us right now?
Yeah, I think whenever you play Leicester, it's a disaster, really, isn't it? I mean, I don't know how they got themselves relegated last year, to be honest. Their squad last year was comfortably a mid-table Premier League one, and they managed to go down. And even now, you put them in the Premier League now, I don't think they'd be getting relegated. Yeah, I mean, they're going to walk this division, and they already are walking it. You know, I think Burnley got 100 odd points last year. I think they'll beat that. So yeah, we could have picked an easier game, but to be fair, we've played like teams down the bottom and haven't beaten them either. So, you know, you never know with QPR. It'd be ridiculous, but you wouldn't be hugely surprised if they managed to fluke a win somehow Rangers at the weekend. You know, yeah. It's not going to happen, but you know, you wouldn't be hugely shocked if it did.
Yeah, I know with all those stats I just read out, it'd be a coupon buster, but so was Burnley last season. I've seen a few people say it would be like that. I mean, they are going to be promoted by Christmas the way they're going. Yeah. Good luck to them. They're just going to enjoy their season at this level. I mean, you said about their squad. In midweek, they had Cody, Vardy, Suter, Chowdhury, Albright on the bench. It is quite incredible, really, because we're in the same league. but it is only on paper, isn't it?
Yeah, they're on a different planet to us. I mean, it's frightening. I'm joking really about pulling off a result at the weekend. This could be super bad for us. I mean, we lost 4-0 at home to a pretty average Blackburn side a couple of weeks ago. If we don't play really well at the weekend, we're going to be looking at an absolute hide in here. They're capable of ripping us to pieces. You just got to hope maybe they stop playing at 4-0 this weekend, like some of the others have, because they're miles away from us. And like I say, good luck to them. They've been a well-run club. I was at that game you mentioned, the 5-1 in the Premier League, and on the way home, we was with Leicester fans, and they were all singing "Next year we'll be champions," and we're all laughing at them. I don't think they quite believed they would be champions, but they were, and it was a brilliant story what they did. And they're going to walk this, aren't they?
Yeah, it's crazy the two different paths the teams have had since we went up
Mm.
together 10 years ago. Like I say, if only we would have been in Leicester's shoes, though, but no, not to be. Team selection wise for QPR, you just mentioned it there. If we're not careful, this could be 4, 5, 6, whatever, nil, because we implode very quickly. Do you think it's going to be the same tactics as West Brom? Just keep it as 0-0 for as long as we can. Try and not implode this time, and that's maybe his best chance of staying in charge to make us competitive. Get a 0-0.
Yeah, I don't see what else he can do. God help us if he tries to open up and play against these. They'll get ripped to pieces. He's going to have to go defensive again, but we ain't got many defenders, have we? Clark Salter, he's done now. He's played a couple of games. He don't seem to fancy it now. Dunn's got himself a suspension. Cook hopefully is back from injury, but who knows? Morgan Fox is out. That looks a ropey looking defence. You're probably going to have Sam Field at the back, and you're going to miss him in midfield. You couldn't pick up a worse time to have these sort of problems at the back against the team we're playing, could you?
No, not for Gareth Ainsworth. I've saw some people say maybe it's a good time because it means we're going to lose, and that means it'll force the hat boards and to act. Can you see it like that at all, or still always want to win a game of football?
I want to win. Really, the club should have acted by now. They should have changed it after the Blackburn game. They should definitely have changed it after last night. It seems cruel to make him go through Saturday, and if they are going to get a hiding, it's not going to be nice for him. But it's definitely not going to be nice for us either. But I don't know. I think they probably are going to lose at the weekend, and I think that will be the time to change it with Rotherham coming up next week.
Yeah, I think they've just given it him as the last chance saloon, see what you can do. But I do agree it could be cruel because he doesn't deserve to go out on a big defeat if that's what happens. We did a poll, didn't we, a few years ago, and he was in the top 30, I think, of the QPR players were in the poll out of the top 50. He was that high up. He wouldn't be there now, and it's just such a shame. He's, I don't know, it's just not worked out like we said before. You mentioned the defence, Jake Clark-Salter. He'd done 4.5 games before he's broken down this time. I don't think he's got past 7 games in a row, and that was only once since he's joined us. Jimmy Dunn, you get the impression he didn't fancy chasing Jamie Vardy round all afternoon. So unless they rush cut back, you're right, it's going to be patched up defence. And I don't know what he's going to do. He could play 5 at the back and have Smith, Cannon, Kakai, Field, and Pal. Maybe just a back 4, Cannon, Kakai, Field, and Pal. But your 2 centre backs, whichever way you do it, they're not actually centre backs, are they? And Leicester are going to have a field day with that, surely on paper. They're going to be looking at it in the dressing room. They're going to be rubbing their hands together.
Yeah, especially because Leicester's main strength is in midfield as well. The way they keep the ball and they move the ball really well. You're taking our best midfielders going to be playing at centre half, and whatever happens, you would think. We're not very good in midfield when he is there, but so God help us against them at the weekend. This is sounding very doom and gloom in it, but I think it is at the minute, unfortunately.
It is, and I don't particularly want to leave Jack Cole back in the middle doing the battling by himself because he looks like he's lost his head a little bit to me. He was started to fly into a few challenges at Huddersfield, and he did one in the penalty box against West Brom, where it's almost whether he didn't know whether he wanted to give away a penalty or just get sent off. He's another red card. He's had one already. I feel like he's going to get into someone, isn't he, at some point again?
He is, and he's supposed to be the one who's coming in to sort of like lead and show everyone how it's done. And he's been playing like a lunatic. Since that red card against Sunderland, like I say, he should have been sent off in the last 2 games. He was on a booking in both games and done ridiculous tackles on a booking. So, it's worrying because, we brought in these senior players to try and sort the dressing room out. Cook's injured already, Fox injured already, and Colback wants to be suspended every other week. So it's not really working.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. There's just frustration going under the bubbling under, isn't there? I saw it, Ilias Chair, he kicked out at Huddersfield when he'd been brought down and he went up the other end and just booted into someone. It's just frustration, but they need to channel it into playing better. I don't know what's going on really, but attacking wise, we hope every week for improvements. We've been saying we've hit a brick wall for weeks. Dykes, though, totally ineffective up front alone against West Brom. Normally for a home match, we'd be saying, let's see Dykes and Armstrong, but it's not going to happen, is it? It's going to be backs to the walls, one up front again.
No, yeah, it'd be Dykes, I imagine, with Chair off him, same as last night, really. And then Armstrong coming on if you've got any sort of hope with 20 minutes to go to maybe stretch them and try and play on the break. But, even playing both up front, neither of them look like scoring today, to be honest. I think Dykes has got one this season and he's supposed to be our main striker. He goes too long without a goal. The gaps between his goals are months rather than weeks, and they so. Yeah, it don't look good. I'm not hopeful anymore.
I saw a comment on our forum that I thought was quite valid. Do you think there's an element of they've not changed manager before this Leicester game, whether it was in the international break or this week, because they didn't want anyone new starting on the wrong foot? Because this match, all the feel-good factor from changing the manager would be gone straight away. Do you think this is the line they've had drawn all along, and it's after this where they're going to make a move?
Yeah, potentially. I think they probably looked at it and thought you got Huddersfield and Rotherham away where we've been better away from home, and think, well, if we can win those two or get 4 points from them two, that's kind of okay. And they're probably going to lose to Leicester and West Brom anyway, but it's gone a lot worse than they anticipated. I think the Huddersfield game was a real letdown on the back of the Blackburn one. And last night, I mean, like I say, they were in the game, but it was poor again, wasn't it? They didn't, show anything really. So I think they're going to be forced into. I think they were probably going to wait until after Rotherham, but it's going to have to be sooner rather than later. I really don't know what they're waiting for.
Yeah, I know. They should have done everything in the summer, like you alluded to at the start. It should have been a massive rip up of the club. We said it at the end of last season. It's not like we're just jumping on a bandwagon. You can go back and watch the podcast. We said it. It was not working. Heads needed to roll at every level. We're now paying the price for the fact that the board, whoever it was, were not brave enough to make those decisions. Prediction time then. I'm sure this isn't going to take long. How is this one going to end up on Saturday?
Yeah, 3-0 QPR. No, I reckon no. It's going to be a heavy defeat, unfortunately. At least 4 from Leicester. At least 4-0 to Leicester. Probably more.
Yeah, I think the best hope we have is that Leicester think it's going to be a walk in the park and don't apply themselves.
Yeah.
But they've got such competition for places. I don't think their players can fail to perform. They have to play well to keep their places in the side. They're the perfect example of a well-run team, aren't they, in a squad?
Yeah.
Like you say, could be 4, 5, 6-0 if we aren't careful. And I think this is the match where the atmosphere is going to turn ugly at Loftus Road. I noticed last week at Huddersfield, there was just like an air of resignation when it was 2-0. I've been at matches before when it was like Mark Hughes and the crowd was shouting. Even last year away at Wigan, there was anger in the crowd and stuff. It wasn't like that. There's just been an air of resignation. But I think this is the match where people will be demanding action if it doesn't pan out well. It's Rotherham away next week. Will we still be chatting about Gareth Ainsworth by then? It's more likely we'll probably be bringing you a special episode earlier in the week if he's sacked. But either way, thank you for watching, and come on, you R's.
We know who we are. You know who we are. We are QPR.